Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Remnant Shadow, our Star Wars actual play. I'll be your game master for the night, Jason, and with me, as usual, will be Rappy playing Keltzer, Eric playing the captain, Sarah playing Io, Duba playing Doc, and Jeremy playing Ozen. Alright, so we had a fairly eventful session last time.
Yeah.
The crew was hired to take a kidnapped child back to her father. Locked in carbonite, but during the exchange, the father seemed angry, I guess, with the crew. Seemed to hold the crew responsible.
I mean, he did lose his head about it.
Yes, he did.
I gotta go.
I'll be here all week. Unfortunate, no.
But yes, just as the captain was cluing in that something was off and starting to get out of the, delivery truck y'all were using. Sure enough, flash of light from the top of one of the buildings, and this gentleman is without a head. This, of course, gets his bodyguard shooting at you. There's a fight there. While Keltzer takes off for the rooftop, and Ozen sprints from across the road. She's too old lady to do all that running.
Yeah. Going up the first flight of stairs, fine. Going down and then going back up again, nope.
Io killed the power to basically the city block.
Guys, I'll cover your getaway. Nobody leaves.
That's a fair description. So some trouncing through a building, some non-lethally shooting bodyguards, and when it's all said and done, the captain, Keltzer, Doc, BL, and your poor loading droid who doesn't know what he's gotten into, all basically hand themselves off to CorpSec's security division, the cops, basically. Ozen manages to make her escape. And gets picked up by Io. And then did y'all go back to the ship, or were y'all just hiding out somewhere in town?
I don't. Go ahead.
We didn't get that far.
Okay.
I think I told R2 to lock down the ship.
That sounds familiar.
But we didn't go back to the ship. We're like, that's the first place they're going to look for people on the ship is on the ship.
Well, the ship is here under an assumed name.
That's also true.
Still.
Oh, caution is still advised. I'm not arguing.
Mm-hmm.
While the captain and everyone else was taken into custody. And Ozen, using the Force, seems to have locked in on the assassin who Keltzer apprehended. So they were taken into custody as well. So we open up today. It's a few hours later. Most of you have been sitting in a cell, separate cells, during this time. Now, Io and Ozen, given that it's been a few hours, do you meander back to the ship to see if anything's going on there, or do you just find like a hotel to hide out in?
She might calm R2 and be like, hey, anyone come poking around the ship?
He reports there's been no unusual activity.
Okay.
It's only been a couple of hours, so...
Yeah.
That's poking around the ship is usually a next day thing.
Yeah. Anything happens, anyone comes knocking on the door or anything, don't answer it. And let me know.
Specifically, you or me.
Yeah. She adds that. Specifically me or Ozen. Don't try to calm anyone else right now. They're indisposed.
You get some whistles and chirps back that you interpret as what happened exactly.
Oh,
I'll explain it later. I'm sure BL will embellish it dramatically for you. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
burn that bridge when we cross it.
Yep.
Now he just wants to know if he needs to keep the engines warm.
Hot exit.
If it comes to that, I'll make sure to phone ahead.
All right, he'll keep his eye out. Maybe from the turret.
You just see him in the turret waving the knife. Get off my yard!
Alright. So, Keltzer, the captain, in individual cells. Doc, you are basically in the evidence locker with a restraining bolt on you. Next to BL, who's got a restraining bolt on him. Next to the loading droid, who's got a restraining bolt on him.
One of them needs a harmonica.
The loading droid has asked for a deck of cards, but nobody's paying any attention. BL is complaining. This is basically he's complaining this is another fine mess the organics on the crew have gotten us into. So it could have been worse. They could have exploded us like the buzz droids.
Was he there for that?
You didn't really keep it a secret from the droids that went on.
True.
I don't think he was present on the ship where the droids were exploded.
No. He did not see it firsthand by any means.
He definitely knows it happened.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But Doc, you have heard some talk of them. You know, in the morning, they're going to get their expert in here to try to access the droid's memories.
Oh, goody.
Yes, you're sure it will be very invasive rather.
He's not looking forward to the thought.
Captain, eventually they pull you out and stick you in an interrogation room. Well, to be fair, Doc, there's not a whole lot of BL doesn't have a whole lot of memories going back very far at this point.
This is true.
Twice repaired.
The interrogator is in there, as well as an agent of the security division of the corporate sector authority. Now you had told them some stuff at the scene, so they asked you to go back over your story. Is there anything that you keep to yourself, or you just pretty well lay it out?
He pretty much lays out what they were contacted for and hired to do. He will explain that the person who hired them contacted Keltzer. Keltzer got a hold of him. And after reviewing, he accepted the job to transport the kid sort of hush-hush back to her father to keep her out of Imperial hands.
Okay. While this is going on, they have pulled Keltzer out into another room. Same sort of setup.
I mean, she'll tell them what happened.
Okay. So you tell them about who you met with. What was his name? Devibo? 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 I think Devibo was how I was pronouncing it. That name gets a little reaction out of the security division agent. He pulls out his data pad, and the other guy keeps asking some questions. And when there's a lull in his questioning, the agent shows you a data pad, shows you a picture of Agent Devbo. He asks you if this is the guy that you spoke with. Like I said, it looks like him. And he just sort of nods, and he makes some kind of mark on the
Strike
data
me
pad.
for that, asshole.
But let's see. They ask you about the woman you captured, and the details on how you captured her. What exactly do you tell them?
The Jedi made me do it.
That she was just good at tracking, because she doesn't. CorpSec doesn't know that Ozen's a Jedi, so
Or
she,
that
of
Ozen was
course.
even tracking him.
Or yeah, but that she definitely would keep secret and be like,
Okay.
I do tracking. I'm a bounty hunter. It took me a bit because the lights were out, but I was able to find her.
I see. And who was in your party that was waving a lightsaber around? Several of the office workers have commented on the lightsaber.
I have no clue who you're talking about.
I did not wave a lightsaber in any of the office buildings. The only time I had it on was when the power was out in the stairs.
I thought you had. Let's see. I may even misremember. I was thinking you had talked to some of the office workers.
I was talking to the office worker. The only time I had it on was going up the stairs. Because I remember we were like going to role play that, and I was like, no, my lightsaber's off. Or like you were going as if it was on, and I was like, no, it is off.
Because one of them had to show Ozen over to the window.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, did they show Ozen over to the window? Or did they show Keltzer over to the window?
They showed Keltzer to the window. Ozen was like doing it by hand.
Okay. I remember someone had to get shown to when my brain couldn't remember which one.
Yeah, it was Kelser.
Okay. Strike that then. That's right. I think it was mostly Keltzer that was talking to the office people.
Yes.
On a couple of different floors. Okay. My bad there. They don't bring that up then. So I need Keltzer to give me a con roll.
Ain't that great? Damn it. That's what I should have.
Because you're talking about, I'm a bounty hunter and I tracked him. But they ask a few questions about specifically how you would have tracked him through a building in the dark. And, So a con roll to see if you can kind of buffalo your way through that. Using some of your actual knowledge of tracking. I mean.
Alright. So then.
I was gonna say you can trust in the Force if you really want to lie to them.
And yeah, I can. I totally trust in the Force.
If you're not feeling your scores up to snuff.
It's 3D. I don't know what I need. So yeah.
As an investigator.
I'm gonna trust in the Force.
It's my favorite game mechanic that we've had in all the 3 or 4 TTRPGs we've played.
Here, have a point and just double your dice pool.
Yep. Double your dice pool for 1 round.
Imagine if you had
Great
that
to
vampire.
I was gonna say it'd be great to just shove into other
Other systems.
Yeah.
In Vampire,
Just as a homebrew thing.
In Vampire, all combats last for 1 round. Because nobody survives that.
God.
30.
All right. Keltzer proceeds to lie her ass off.
30. Hope it works. I don't know how many.
They just sort of nod and make notes like they have with everything else you've said. But once you've explained kind of how the tracking thing worked, they don't ask about it again, so at least there's that.
Kelster's favorite thing, talking about how she tracks all her bounties. Story time.
So you're like, and then I did this, which is just like on this other planet when I was tracking this guy through the woods.
Since the power was out and the air wasn't moving, you could catch their scent.
Mandalores have noses like dogs.
Totally well known.
Mildly racist.
Not if it's a Mando saying it.
Oh, that's fair.
But let's see. What else would something else I needed to ask Keltzer. They do quiz you about the grenade that blew up in your face and all that jazz. They ask if you were suspicious of the agent at all, if you thought it was odd that he was coming to you.
No. I mean, not really. I mean, they seemed like they were being followed.
Okay. Captain, of course, like I said, they question you, and you've told, you said you weren't really holding anything back. Do you mention Ozen at all? Specifically drop any Jedi related anything?
He's got no clue what Ozen did.
That's also true.
So
Ozen was in an office building whenever she did anything force related.
Yeah, his entire he will mention that he specifically told those on the ground with him to fire to disable to remove the immediate threat on the ground, and then had his medical droid patch him up afterwards.
Okay.
Because he realized it was a case of something hinky happened and he didn't want to kill them.
They ask you about the agent. They show you just like they did Kelter. They show you when you mention his name. They show it on they bring him up on their data pad. Let you verify that's him.
Yeah.
Again, the agent's like, jot some stuff down.
He will mention that he had handed the man a communicator to talk to the guy who's now deceased, because he did want monetary payment for the job, because this was likely going to be rather dangerous to him and his crew, considering this was someone who was running from the Empire, the Imperial Remnant. So if there's anything that could record that conversation or have that conversation in storage somewhere.
Let's see.
You might have the communicator in your evidence locker. I had it on me still.
Captain, did you have your lightsaber on you?
Nope, he did not.
Not catching us slipping.
Eventually.
Last time we took it on a ship, he got decked by Io, so...
Yeah.
Fear of a 5-foot-something Twi'lek.
It's a powerful thing.
They ask you if this is your entire crew.
Who all do you have?
The members that were picked up, they were waiting out front with you. Which would be the 3 droids, Keltzer, and yourself.
Say, nah, the others might be back at the ship.
And where is your ship? They've got the CorpSec's got a file on you. But they don't see where the Rubicon is docked on planet.
A ruse to hide from the Empire as a just-in-case precaution.
Not sure about the legality of that.
It's like the ship's pen name, okay?
Well, legal or no, we dodged the Empire to get here doing it.
So you say.
I really hate these guys.
Yeah, this guy's an asshole.
Now the woman that your Mando had apprehended / kidnapped, do you have any idea what makes her think she was the assassin?
Well, I spotted the sniper shot and I sent my Mando after her.
Okay. It makes sense. Jetpack would be the quickest way to the rooftop. Let's see. He asked you things like, do you trust Keltzer? How long have you known Keltzer?
Quite a while. Why?
Is she just trustworthy?
Just getting background. And Keltzer, at some point during your question, they'd ask you how long you've worked with the captain, how long you've known the captain.
Well, if you're looking for background, the best thing you could do is bring in a Mirialan agent.
Oh, yes, you're the whole face tattoo thing. And he tells you they've already sent your mugshots off to be analyzed, to be examined. So back to the question though. So where is your ship, and what name is it currently under?
What did we call it? The Bright Lakota?
Yes.
He'll tell him where it is.
Do you have a method? If we brought you your comm, could you call your remaining crew and ask them to come in for questioning?
I mean, you can ask.
Yeah, I could ask. No telling when they'd get here.
One of the agents gets on his comm. Ask them to bring, the comm unit. And then rattles off a serial number for where it's contained in the evidence locker. Shortly thereafter, Doc, you'd see somebody come into the evidence locker where y'all are at and take the captain's comm unit and head out with it.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Oh, bother.
What am I gonna do with you all?
As they're leaving, the loader droid's like, "Can we have those cards?" But nothing.
Kangaroo court! Kangaroo court!
Bill tells him he could probably give that up.
Feels like a tired older brother.
Or the older, crotchetier guy, at work.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, within a couple minutes, Captain, they come in with your comm unit. So yes, please call the rest of your crew, have them come in for questioning. If you've got a recording of that conversation, we would love that as well. Cooperation will, of course, look better for you if this goes to court. Well, actually, it says when this goes to court.
Well, I do have a copy of the manifest I wrote up when I was given the job back at my ship. Want me to go get that?
Oh, we can send somebody by for it.
R2 loading a gun in the distance.
Loading a gun with religious intent.
Droid sits tingling, and you just see him loading an old-fashioned revolver for some reason.
Yeah. How did the R2 unit rack a shotgun?
Don't
Would
worry
you
about
like
it.
to know?
If around and find out.
Mm-hmm.
Those manipulators.
Somehow R2 has that engraved somewhere on him.
Yeah.
When did R2 get a tramp stamp?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, he'd pull out the comm, open it up, like, is anyone on the frequency? But she's calming everybody.
I will look over at Ozen.
Ozen's just like this, like...
Do we answer it?
I don't know. Do you want to answer it?
Fuck. We're here. I assume you're there. By there, I mean police.
Yeah, they want to talk to you all as well.
By talk to us, you mean put us in a cell, correct?
He'll look up.
By
Just talk to
the agent who's been close enough to hearing both sides is an interrogation room, at least to begin with. We'll see where it goes from there.
I don't like the word
Mutes it.
interrogation.
Yeah, I think if they want to talk to us, they can just come out here. Or they can talk to us over the comm unit. I mean,
yeah, but...
I have no urge to go hanging out in a interrogation, so I can do a lot more work from out here.
Yeah, me too.
So from the agent's side, there's been a bit of silence.
Yep.
Ma'am, things look a lot better for you in this investigation if you come by willingly and cooperate.
Still muted. Things would look a lot better for you if you got your head out your ass and didn't just arrest people willy-nilly without...
Now.
I think Ozen will actually be like, it's got a point. I don't like it either. I don't know how far the Empire's reach still is.
Prior to her agreeing, could I have said that she's been doing stuff in the hours after the arrest and then from here? Because she would have probably gone and tried to find video of that assassin. Because it's a core world.
You've had a couple of hours to mess around, so sure.
Okay, yeah, it's a core world. There'll be video of everything.
Footage everywhere.
Yeah.
The trick is, you haven't seen who it was Kelter grabbed.
But she knows a shot came from the top of the building. If she can be like, okay, top of the building, let me see, patrol drone maybe going by. If she could have gotten a picture off that.
Okay, go ahead and give me a security, because this would be you hacking stuff.
Do I trust in the Force just to be a cheeky bastard?
Burn them
Yeah,
points
no.
now, you ain't got them later.
That's fair. Oh man, that's low. 28.
Oh, just shy of very difficult. Oh, well.
Yeah. Remarkably average roll.
There's not a ton of security cameras that were showing the top of the building. Plus, you can't access the building itself. Any archive it's got, because it's without power at the moment.
No, they've had a couple hours.
But let's see, the 28th though. You find footage of earlier in the day. I mean, late in the day as far as business hours go, but up fair bit earlier than when y'all got there. Of a man going into the building with a decent sized metal case.
Well, she hasn't known anything about
It
the
is
person
one
that
of
shot.
those shifters.
Or it's a multiple person team, or all sorts of stuff.
Still. She doesn't know that they, got the person. Or what the person even looks like, so.
Yep.
But you got a little bit of footage of them walking in, talking to the guy at the security desk, and then getting one of the elevators, because it's not every floor isn't covered in cameras in this place. But, and this was early enough in the day that bit of footage was archived somewhere else.
Yeah, she'll take it with her. All right, Ozen, what you think?
I don't like it, but we should probably. I don't even want to say comply, because that's the. But
temporarily allow ourselves to go visit them and then break out if need be.
I will be putting this somewhere else.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah.
Could we get back to the ship?
We could be walking and talking to the ship.
Well, we're in a speeder. Okay, I'll say we're like across town or something, and we'll head our ways there.
Good.
Well, we're across town. Should have muted it before that saying this. We're across town, so it will take us some time to get there.
Oh, where are you at exactly?
Oh boy.
I'm not familiar enough with the area, and you guys have had a power outage that's affecting places, so even more unfamiliar. Where is your location?
He gives you the address to the main crap. I blanked.
The precinct.
Basically, security division, the main security division office.
I assume that's easy enough that Ozen can put it in a GPS instead of like while Io's talking.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so she can like look and see like distance.
She'll put in the ship first to see how long it'll take to get back to the ship and then to there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll add those two numbers together. Like, if it takes like 10 minutes to get back to the ship and 20 minutes there, we're about half an hour out.
Okay. Give me a con roll.
Now my ass is gonna trust in the Force. Oh, why you got 3 1s? Wow.
Amazing.
17.
You locked me up in an action so that I could not do what I was going to do to Io.
Sorry.
I knew where this was going.
What were you going to do?
Enhance attribute.
Oh, the results haven't come in yet. Good.
What do you mean the
Well,
results haven't come in? They're sitting right
But-
there.
But like, you haven't said if it's succeeded or not. It's your call, but I'm just.
Yeah, doesn't bother me one way or the other.
Yeah.
All right, if Ozen wants to do this, basically, as Io starts to spin this tail, you can do your wiggy wiggy wiggy.
Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. Yep. All right. 4+1. Control difficulty is easy. Cool. Modified by relationship. Thanks. Make it cool. The alter difficulty is what I'm looking for here. But I recently upgraded my alter, so we'll see.
I think after this, all of us throwing points into con.
Woo!
Like, I've been working conniving.
It worked. You have an extra dice.
All right, so another d6.
2d6. You trust it in the force.
I was like, I swear to God, if I get 2 more ones.
All right, so
So,
that is a
yeah.
12.
12 plus 13.
Plus 13.
Oh! I was only looking at the 4 a minute ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, trusted in the force.
That's why I was giving you that look when you're going, well, you haven't said if it succeeded or not. I'm they're going, sitting there thinking, you rolled a 4. What do you... Okay.
Maybe the guy's real dumb.
But 17's
Maybe he fell on his head.
17's a little more up in the air, so...
That's why we were like, oh, that's kind of ambiguous. We don't know.
Yeah, it's like...
Okay.
Oh, like over 20, yeah, sure. But if she straight up rolled a 4, I would have been like, no, I'm not gonna bother.
I've been doing like security kid and like rolled like 49 or something.
Alright, so that's like a 25, I think. Got that
Close
right.
enough. Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stay in
so,
school, kids. Math's hard.
Yeah, I know. Math is really fucking.
so
Sorry,
that,
my
that
language.
comes off as a little more believable.
First time
Okay,
I've been able to
30,
do that.
30 minutes or so, they'll be waiting on you.
All right, let's boogie.
I was in like, whew.
We'll have R2. R2's got a box of hiding.
You've got 2 more rounds of that.
Nice. I will mark that somehow.
That means we can hop in the speeder. You can, like break speed laws getting over there.
No. It would have just been in her perception.
Oh.
I have to pick a particular attribute.
Then you can break speed laws while keeping an eye out for the cops. All right,
Yeah.
Nobody's
There you
around.
go.
That's certainly great.
Yeah, we can lie to a cop that tries to get to us too. Anyway, let's away. Run to the ship. Drop. Tell R2 we're on our way.
R2, we're coming back to the ship. Can you be prepared to meet us at the gangplank? Phone ahead if anyone is nosing around the ship.
You get beeps at, he beeps back to you. Do I need to warm up the engine?
No, we're unfortunately going to comply.
I don't like it either, but
I mean, yeah.
I'm too pretty.
Captain's orders.
He whistles back to you that he's too pretty for jail.
You are far, far too pretty for jail.
we're gonna store something in your little secret compartment. So
Could either do there or... Does R2 know about the box in the captain's quarters?
That would be up to the captain.
no, I don't think so. I'll put it in.
Okay.
It's fine.
He likes
Yeah.
R2, but he doesn't trust.
He doesn't trust R2. That's probably wise. It's R2.
Yep.
Okay. Biggie back there. Hand off the lightsaber like a baton in a race, and
Stiff bast.
He slips into the same container he keeps his knife in.
yeah.
Please don't confuse those two.
Oh no! We're thinking the same thing. What happened? R2's got a lightsaber. He's drunk on power.
I can see that happening.
Mother of God.
He's running back and or going up and down the hallway in the ship, and just lightsaber noises and just excited trills.
It might be moderately easier if he turns the lightsaber on and I just telekinesis him to a target.
Does have tiny little arms.
See, I'm just picturing the police searching your ship later. We haven't found anything suspicious, but there's all these weird little burn marks on the hallway walls. I don't know what's going on.
Blaster practice, man.
Yeah.
This is the core world. Surely pirates, they've seen a pirate ship.
But
Mando and DL were doing practice.
But you get back close to the station.
I'll say before all that happens, though, with the comm still on. Well, I'm saying, like, you know, before they go on their own, like, hey, R2, we're coming back to the ship. Blah, blah, blah. The captain will say, and R2, standard client fucked us over protocols, please.
All right, what are the standard protocols?
Get a full dossier compiled of the job that the client fucked us over, and everything that is restricted or illegal, put in the secure locker.
So yeah, hey, you get a whistle back.
All of IO shit.
So yes, you get whistling back, whistles and chirps back, saying, "Yes, sir, I'll begin compiling the contract information." He doesn't go, "Yes, I'll put all the illegal crap where the pigs can't
in the
find
box.
it."
And then he'll say, "Good."
IO will make sure to pass off all of her stuff.
Okay.
The dim sim that I've been holding on to that in there too.
Yeah, the dim sim, the security kit, the lock breaker, the whole
This is like that scene in The Matrix where he just pulls out all those guns. It's just a bunch of different hacking tools.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you got the R2, it informs you what the captain has told him to do.
Cool. Then I'll give him my lightsaber, and I'll be good to go.
It takes a few seconds longer.
But
so the disruptor rifle definitely going in there. He doesn't know what is in the box, though he is aware of the lightsaber that the captain has been training with. So that goes in there. And then, all the other illegal nonsense or restricted nonsense that they have. Because we have 2 tons of storage space in there. So
about the time Io and Ozen are getting to the security department's precinct, R2 calms the two of you, lets you know that that police have arrived outside the ship. But as per the protocol, he lets them in. He gives them the information on the contract. You two pull up in the
Chunky speeder.
Precinct parking lot. Probably good that you're turning yourselves in. Your speeder does kind of stand out in this part of town.
Yep.
You walk in, you've got like the desk sergeant that's there. How can I help you?
And we're supposed to be here for questioning.
Names?
Ozen Jensen.
IO.
Is that all one name, or is that both your names? Is that I first name, O last name?
It's one word, first name, only name.
Okay. Ooh, in Solo, he just randomly gave Solo a last name.
Goodbye?
Whoops.
Hello?
I'm here.
Welcome back.
But so he's kind of like, follow me, and they take you back, and they have officers pat you down, make sure you're not sneaking any weapons in.
I don't have anything.
Io, do you have any weapons on you?
She threw some dice in brawling. She is a weapon. No, she doesn't have any guns or anything.
Okay.
I am the weapon.
So they do that. They lead the two of you back to separate interrogation rooms.
I will activate calm as I get into the interrogation room. I don't think I'm gonna lie, but you never know. Made it.
I will activate anxiety.
I will
The walls are
also.
closing in.
The walls are closing. Oh no, not again!
She doesn't like small rooms.
And then I will once again activate enhance attribute for perception. Once again, a just in case thing. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it might.
I don't plan on lying, but I plan to be good at it if I have to.
Yep, and I don't make it, but that's fine. I rolled too many ones. Oh wait, that was +4 because that was a roll. I made it.
Okay. So a couple of interrogators come in. Ozen start talking to you.
Yep.
Same spiel I've given with the other two. They ask you for a breakdown of what happened, what your role was in this debacle.
Well, our jetpack equipped friend went high. I went low. We're gonna meet this person in the middle, and
and did you meet this person in the middle?
no, they went. Because I don't think Ozen ever got the gender of that person, so she would not say it. She would
No,
be like,
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
She would
So-
legitimately not have known any idea.
So then they'll say that person. I think our Mandalorian friend ended up apprehending them.
And then you fled the scene.
Yes,
Okay.
you said it was going to look better if we came in, and we came in.
This is true. This is true. He's just making sure he's got the facts straight. And they do have a report. You do match the description of somebody that the security at the front desk saw run into the building and into the stairwell. So.
Yep. It would have been easier if the power didn't go out, but happens.
Not usually. It does not. That does not usually happen on this world. That's very unusual.
Oh, really? Interesting.
You don't know anything about that, would you?
No, I do not.
Give me a con roll.
I don't think she actually legitimately knows how that happened.
Yeah, Ozen was already across the street.
She was hanging out with Ozen across the street. Ozen got out and walked over to a control box
That's fair.
thing.
Okay, fair. Okay.
So,
Yep.
no, probably not. Suspect?
Suspect maybe, but not. It's not a foregone conclusion.
I was just pretty sus to begin with, so.
Do you know anything
Sure.
about this? No, from a certain point of view.
It works when you do it. Let's see. 10, 15, 19, 3 plus 4 is 27.
Okay, that'd be. Yeah, you know anything about this? No.
I don't remember if I was rolling con or not, but it's 4 dice and most of my stuff in perception, so that's what I was assuming.
Yeah, it was gone.
Yep.
All right, and where did you and your friend go after that?
We went to the ship. We just, had to make sure everything was locked down, especially if there was people attacking.
Okay.
Let's make sure everything was okay.
All right, so your BS goes pretty well. What little bit you had to embellish?
I didn't. Yeah, like I said, she wasn't embellishing much. Just not gonna dime out my Twi'lek friend.
So speaking of the Twilight friend, a couple agents come in, sit down, and talk to you. Same spiel, what your part in all this was.
Getaway car.
He's not going to say getaway car because that makes him sound guilty as hell.
Mm.
Like, I was, we had no idea what we were driving into to take the girl that got kidnapped back. And we wanted to make sure that nothing went wrong there. So we were just kind of circling the block. I was circling the block.
Okay, you were the lookout. Okay.
Yeah, we just wanted everything to go smooth.
Well, I would hazard a guess it did not go smooth for anybody.
Yeah, somebody lied to someone who lied to us, and here we are.
Let's see. Oh, this is something I should have asked Kelter too. But they'll ask you if you saw the agent that gave you the contract.
No, the only people that had contact with the agent directly were the captain and Kelser.
Okay. He brings up the well-timed blackout. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
She hates to do it, but they said it'd go better if they cooperated. I was hoping to give some kind of distraction so that maybe they would all stop shooting at each other. It apparently didn't work.
And how exactly did you bypass the security? And he rattles off the control box panel thing that you use, because the electricians have got out there managed to trace back what, where the surge came from.
Pretty easily. I've been doing it for a long time. It's kind of my thing.
So you're sort of an expert in computer security.
From a certain point of view. What are you getting at?
Just that it seems a little odd that a simple tradesman captain would have that sort of expert on payroll.
I'm just good with computers all around. You need a droid repaired, you need research done. It's just an all-around skill.
Do you realize how many laws you broke in shutting down the power like that? If there had been a hospital in that block, you'd have killed no telling how many people.
Thankfully, there wasn't a hospital on that block.
But did you know that ahead of time?
They'd circled the block, so she knew what was kind of on it, so yeah.
Oh, that's fair. You can jot a few more things down.
It was businesses that were pretty much closed for the day or just very dedicated pencil pushers were there.
Would you like to know how many people were injured because of the blackout?
A lack of backups on your part doesn't constitute getting all over me on it. If you're gonna find me or put me in jail, do it. But I would think you'd want to get down to the root of whatever's going on here.
Well, apparently you were circling the block and you didn't have a good view of what actually went down.
I know it was supposed to be going down. I know someone lied to us. And someone assassinated that guy for no good reason. Who was that guy, anyways?
Who? Sam Rich Wayne Kane?
I mean,
That's the guy.
Yeah. Did we get more than a name on him?
The agent had basically told you that he was a high-ranking executive in CorpSec.
Yeah, all we got was that he was some bigwig that the Empire or someone took his daughter, and the agent got him back and was afraid he was being followed, and we had to take her back, and it ends up that she'd been something or other, and you can see where the confusion is coming from.
He's one of the executives, one of the higher placed executives uh, within CorpSec Security Division.
So I'm looking for a promotion. All I'm saying is it seems weird that whoever decided to give him a new hole in his head knew his daughter had been kidnapped and where that was taking place. I think you'd be asking security guys more than us.
The agent, because I keep saying there's a pair of guys in there. One of them is an agent with the security division, and then the other one's more your baseline officer.
Yeah.
The agent, as you're just calmly talking about this guy getting extra holes in his head, it seems to be getting a little agitated.
I mean, no disrespect. I'm a little stressed, so I'm just,
Oh no, Ozen meant disrespect.
Ozen's like, full disrespect.
Executive Wayne Kane was dedicated to his job. He'd been working very hard to get the cartels under control. He would thank you to be a little more respectful, even if you didn't have anything necessarily to do with the assassination.
Yeah, she just doesn't say anything in response to that. She's like, silence is probably good here.
And in typical police fashion, they go over their questioning multiple times, asking you more or less the same things. In slightly different ways to see if they can trip you up.
All I'm saying is this probably isn't the first time we've all been in an interrogation room for something fucking stupid.
It isn't even the first time in this actual on-screen game.
Yeah, but that's because that was the Empire. That doesn't count.
It was still interrogation.
Yeah.
So they question you a bit more. They take you back to individual cells. Oz and Io get a cell.
Mm-hmm.
Separate cells?
Yes. Everybody's being kept separate.
You just said Oz and Io got the same cell.
I said separate cells.
Okay, I thought I heard share. I don't know why.
I was just going to listen for any coughing.
So yeah, basically, once y'all get in here, none of you lay eyes on one another. Except you, Doc, who are right there with the other two droids. Doc, a little bit after this, their tech specialists come in. They start hooking stuff up to you and the other two droids. Trying to remember how easy it is to get into a droid's memory in Star Wars.
I think you took a specialized one for 3PO.
Yeah, I think you're right. So this is going to be a little bit more like a standard questioning. They're hooking these things up to you to try to help them detect if you're lying.
Can droids lie?
Yeah.
I
don't think your standard ones necessarily do regularly, but ones that have become fairly independent are effectively just people. So the loader droid probably not gonna be creative enough to come up with any lies. Doc and BL, so they start off questioning the loader droid. They just flat out say he should have the simplest, personalities, and mentally he should be kind of the lowest grade one. So they're asking him about what background information on the captain. He basically talks about when the captain bought him, how long he's been on the ship, things he's moved on the ship and off the ship. The part he played and what just went down, which was basically carry the box onto the truck, start taking the box off the truck, then be told to take it back on the truck. Lots of gunfire.
Hmm.
But he didn't say anything because he was on the truck.
Yeah.
They move over to BL. BL tells him, what he knows, which is more or less the story everybody's been telling. The crew was hired to do this. All the way up to the captain give him orders to only disable people. Then they get to you, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
They ask you why they brought a medical droid along.
Doc just rattles off the simple fact. Generally, I tend to stick around in case my cohorts get into trouble and they might need medical assistance, or an ally of theirs may need medical assistance themselves.
Do they often have you with a blaster?
As a rule, no. But given the circumstances, this was something I had picked up and used in defense in case they started to fire at me. It says if you wish to take it back, this was part of one of the security team's blasters.
Oh, they've
And
already taken that blaster away from you.
Well, he would have said you can keep it just for the simple fact of which it was the security teams, and he only picked it up because they were threatening him.
Then they'll ask you how long you've known the captain, how long you worked with the captain.
He'd rattle off the information.
Yeah. Or I should say, they ask you how long the captain's owned you.
He let them know like the true owner is the Mando, but since the Mando is working for the captain, that's the only way the captain truly owns him.
Oh, okay.
But he rattles off that how long they've been working with the captain.
Oh, okay. And they ask you a few questions about the injuries to the security guys. You were patching them up when everybody arrived.
Oh, yeah, and he'd rattle off the simple fact to which several blast fires, that erupted between everyone. And once their team realized what was going on, that's when the orders was given of, the ones that are incapacitated, please heal. And thus I did as I was told.
Okay. They ask you if you oversaw the girl being put in the carbonite.
I was trying to remember. I'm sure Doc would have looked at her, but he wasn't the one that oversaw it.
Yeah, she was in carbonite when we got her.
And
yeah.
But no, he would be like, no. I say, no, gentlemen, I was not the one that oversaw her.
Okay. We jot some stuff down. So basically, Doc has not had to do any kind of fibbing or exaggerating or.
No, because pretty much Doc just kind of came along for the ride, and then things went to crap, and it's just like, well, I'm a healer, but unfortunately.
So the last thing he asked you, they'd have asked BL this too, I guess, was if you think there's anything else about the crew you think they should know.
If anything, he'd rattle off that they're good people and that they've done more than what probably a lot of folks will ever know. But other than that, he doesn't really rattle off any much more information.
Oh, what sort of things do we know about that they've done that they have done for some people?
He rattles off the incident with the more medieval avian civilization, that how we brought them medical supplies even to assist them in the fact to which they were suffering from a deadly disease, slowly killing out their race. And also brought an end to a civil war on the same planet?
It wasn't really a civil war, just a good old fashioned war. It was different. It was different kingdom state, city states. BL is much more to the point. No, you know everything you need to know. So they let y'all sit there for a day or so.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
You brought regular meals. You're allowed access to a fresher. To clean up. It's not so long that they bring you any changes of clothing. Then each of you, one at a time, is brought out of your cell, brought to a larger interrogation room where you see each other.
Mm-hmm.
The droids are brought in and stood in the corner. Or no, I take that back. None of the droids are really considered independent. So you're probably just left in the evidence locker.
Oh no.
There's you don't see any of the regular officers in here. There's a couple of the agents that were involved in the questioning. But they're all standing behind a guy in a chair who just looks higher ranked. Just his clothes are a little spiffier. Not like a military uniform, but he looks more like a business executive than necessarily an investigator or anything.
Yeah.
As you come in, he asks you to take a seat. Just a second. Where did I put my pencil? Oh well. He tells you his name is Director Asteeds. Asteds. For anybody taking notes. And he is in charge of your case.
Okay.
He thanks you for cooperating. That is super annoying. I have lost my pencil. And he tells you, so far your stories have checked out pretty well. To be honest, they really were not expecting that.
We're a crew, not a band of thugs.
If you say so.
Person.
You're one of the first crews he's seen with an armed medical droid, but who's he to judge? There's only a few things in your story that he has problems with. For the most part, everything checks out. This agent, Divbo, that you were dealing with, he had been fired over corruption charges a couple of weeks ago. Or a couple of weeks before the kidnapping took place.
Mm-hmm.
The planet you say you met him on, you know, there was basically, you know, lining up with the timetable. There was a gunfight at a spaceport. That their investigation indicates it may have been Imperial agents involved in it. So the story this rogue agent gave you may have been half true. He may have had the Remnant chasing after him. Though they suspect that would have simply been the Remnant having caught wind of it and trying to take advantage. Executive Wayne Kane was, of course, a higher up here in the security division. And he put a lot of his effort into combating the syndicates. And that is who they suspect was actually behind the kidnapping. Now they suspect that the whole thing was set up from jump to try to get Executive Wayne Kane out into the open. He was always very security conscious.
That explains a lot.
Do you
Indeed,
think?
indeed.
Do you think these? We mentioned the remnant to them, right?
Yes, yes.
Do you think these cartels could be funded by remnant forces?
Quite possibly. The old Empire had an agreement with Jabba the Hutt and his cartel. By the same token, there are several syndicates currently in conflict within the corporate sector. This has helped keep them weaker and kind of under control until recently. Things have been kicking up. New cartels are coming in from outside. I mean, even from places as far away as Nal Hutta.
Yeah, almost like there's some remnant of Empire that is coming to attack.
It's, as I said, it's possible. You know, and of course, all of you have files with the division, so you know. Let's see. Did you dime out the research facility? Let's see. The Imperial Research Facility, because you had all the kids that you handed over to CorpSec. That one, y'all, they know you were involved in that one.
Yep.
The previous time you dimed out the Empire, I think you had done it anonymously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, they got some ships hidden here. You want to check that out?
Mm.
Signed, Joe. Nobody knows.
Fine, mind your own business.
But so you know, so certainly they don't think you work for the Empire.
Was it Spitz?
He looks at one of the agents, and the agent pushes the like trash can over close to you. If you have to do that again, please, not on the floors. This is not some backwater police station you're in.
All right. Noted. Please continue.
But to get on to the one thing he's looking at is kind of a hole in your story, or perhaps hole isn't quite right. But the woman your Mandalorian captured, we're finding no evidence to support that she was the sniper. We've interviewed her extensively, of course. She had started working for the company a couple of weeks ago. and just became panicked in the shooting and fled. We have accessed the archive, security footage, I should say, from it. And we have seen a male come in, and IO, this kind of describes the guy you've seen, that you saw in that brief little bit of footage. Him entering a building with a container large enough to potentially have contained the sniper rifle. They did find the weapon discarded just in the hallway. Like the guy discarded the thing and just stripped off half of what he was wearing.
It checks out. That checks out with what Ozin and Kelsey.
Yeah, that matches up with your story just fine. And of course, they found the remains of the booby trap on the door. So once again, he kind of asked Kelso, what made you think it was her? Of course, you've got your pre-done story on how you tracked her. Right now they've got their experts kind of like rebuilding the shot, kind of like they did with like JFK. Well, the guy would have to have been this tall at this angle. But he heavily implies, Kelton, that he may have grabbed the wrong person. Vaunted tracking skills or no.
Could it have been a Claudite?
He's just like, big pardon?
Shapeshifter.
Those are fairly rare.
Well, Syndicate probably has deep pockets if the guy was annoying the Syndicate.
He turns to one of the agents. Have some of the officers check that. And he, that agent hustles out of the room. He goes, that would make for a mighty fine assassin. That they're supposed to be seen on camera doing one thing.
Could have even been that guy you saw on the camera.
They want to go to the trouble of setting up, if it's a fake ID, why go to the trouble of setting up the job, having the job and all. So I guess that
believability,
and familiarity, getting familiar with the building.
They apparently knew enough to be able to set traps along the way to keep Keltzer from tracking them.
This could have been set up for weeks, or some sort of operation that's been in the works for a long time.
Would explain if they had someone in with the. Well, I blanked on the bigwig's name.
Wayne Kane.
If they had someone in with Wayne Kane and knew about where the handoff would take place.
Or they were arranging the handoff just to get him somewhere where they could.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway. Our district attorney really feels that he could put together a pretty convincing case against you.
What do you want?
Funny you should ask that.
Huh.
We have a small problem. Well, a rather large problem, really. I'm sure you're familiar with the fact that we are surrounded by the Empire at this point. And that tensions are escalating. War is, in the higher echelons, considered to be almost inevitable at this point. I mean, you're familiar with the fact that they've been kidnapping our children and experimenting on them. Claiming incessantly that we are working with Jedi, which I can assure you is not true. And
that is one of the things you would see immediately.
And they have proven to have an annoyingly good ability to catch our spies. We've had trouble getting much intel. But we have gotten a bit of information about some sort of project they're working on. Well, I shouldn't say working on, something they're looking for. Something they think will be a game changer. But we haven't gotten any good information on what it is. Your crew has proven to be quite resourceful, and he kind of looks at IO, multi-talented. I mean, you did break into a secret, a ship they had hidden. You tracked it down, broke into it, retrieved a dozen or so children, and extracted yourselves while suffering no casualties.
They suffered a lot.
Yeah.
Good. So we think you may have the skill set to help us out. And if you help the security division out, the security division can keep the DA's prosecutors off your back, shall we say. You won't have to worry about things like, hacking a neighborhood and shutting down its power for hours at a time. Or, let's see, well, you weren't actually carrying any illegal weapons. Though they might make a case for you discharging the weapons in a public area.
The security guy started it.
Try to make that argument in court. Hey, we were minding our own business, and just because their boss's head exploded, they started shooting at us. Clearly, it was self-defense.
That's actually exactly what happened.
And they've gone over. They've said people have gone over your ship. They haven't found anything suspicious there. Your droid was very helpful. So yes, they would like to contract you as a sort of squad of independent agents, I suppose.
Contract, blackmail, same thing.
Ah.
Io does not say that out loud. She's thinking it loud.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Ozen can probably hear it.
Yeah.
What planet were we on before this with the Syndicate?
I forget. It was one of the smaller kind of backwater ones.
Yeah.
It was over Hilt. Close to Hilt. Hilt was like the closest kind of named on the chart planet.
So that's what it was named.
That was not the planet you were on. That was the nearest like major habited planet.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the one at a crossroads of trade routes.
Yeah.
Or hyperspace lanes, or whatever they call them.
Right.
Up close-ish to the border. The edge of the corporate sector.
Yeah, that one where we had to deal with the syndicate.
I believe that was the one. Yeah.
Right. So this is just a nice way of saying do it or else.
Does the captain say that out loud?
Yeah.
It's blackmail. Just say it's blackmail.
Well, I mean, see, as Ozen says that, he'll just go, hey, well, at least it's better than the CorpSec folks that were bought out by the syndicate that threatened us with blasters, but...
Ah, good times.
Where was this at?
He rattles off the plate.
Okay. Yes, in the smaller worlds, smaller back worlds like that, we have quite a corruption problem.
Yeah, I noticed.
Now, repeat that publicly now tonight, of course.
Yes, of course.
Someone with a
It's not
reporter.
like I specifically contacted CorpSec for assistance for dealing with the syndicate that was holding my crew up, and they just took some credits and left instead.
Yeah. Well, you know how this universe works.
Yeah. This is just the polite way of doing the same thing.
But look on the bright side, if the syndicates are involved, you'll be striking back at the people that likely set you up.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Now, I believe you said that this was something that the Remnant is after, yes?
Yes.
Which means this is likely us that is going to be going into conflict with the Remnant directly.
Well, hopefully it will not come down to just a flat-out slugfest between the two of you, because, well, you've got one ship. It's a nice ship, but it's just one ship.
You can hope in one hand and shit in the other, see which one fills up faster.
What a quaint expression.
I was writing that down. Like, I need to use that later.
Me, the player.
That sounds just like something a crotchety old lady would say. Here we go.
Yeah, it actually is. Yeah.
Me, the player. I first heard that from my first sergeant when I was in ROTC. Is someone mentioned like, I hope that we don't have to do something. He literally whirled around, went, well, you can hope in one hand and shit in the other, see which one fills up faster, and then walked off. And I went, well, I'm keeping that one.
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah,
that goes into the mental Rolodex.
Pretty much. And I use it sometimes. Point being, last time we had to go up against a destroyer with my little light freighter.
Yeah, try not to do that again.
Yeah, in case we do, my freighter could use a little bit of an upgrade. Considering this is your core world, I'm pretty sure you have the supplies.
This man is trying to negotiate from a fucking interrogation cell. Respect.
They're fine with upgrading your ship to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
If they turn it into a little war vessel, though, it's going to stick out.
Nah, just needs a little bit more armor and a better maneuvering thrusters. Those are the main things.
Something like that he could probably arrange.
And
of course, any kind of standard equipment you need.
We'll need more medical supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Basic
course.
supplies are easy enough to do.
Ammunition for blaster packs, because we're dealing with the Remnant. There's going to be a fight.
Well, I hope not, but best to be prepared.
Precisely. And since you're sending us off somewhere, do you have any idea where this might be, or is this going to be a goose chase?
We know where our agent ran across this information. Are you familiar with the planet Pirin?
Are we?
You haven't been there in the campaign.
Is it a well-known like trade world? Because that is one thing the captain at least would be on the up and up on, is if we're going to be staying in CorpSec for a while, major trade roads and trade routes and planets he would definitely have on mind.
All right, so Perrin is technically in wild space, so it's technically just outside CorpSec.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Ozen's purview? Question mark.
Do what now?
Maybe closer to Ozen's purview? Question mark.
Potentially. That would, yeah, because out in wild space wouldn't really be something the captain would be keeping an eye on.
Let's see, the dominant species will be Traini, Triani.
Crania.
Yeah, kind of a feline race.
Oh, this is who I think it is. These, okay.
But they are not technically part of. They were never technically part of the Empire, because they're really out there on the fringe. But the Remnant has recently taken taken them over. So there's a large Imperial presence on the planet now. Our agent there, one of the few that hasn't been rooted out, has been getting quite a bit of help from local resistance groups. Their resistance has not been very effective yet. It's more of in the setting up the groundwork phase.
Right. Well, since you have agents there, what kind of forces are we looking at?
You mean what kind of Imperial forces?
Correct.
I
need to know how much bullshitting I have to do to actually get to the planet.
Most of the time that our agent has been there, they've had at least 2 Star Destroyers in orbit. We believe they're setting up this planet to be a staging ground for full-on invasion. One of several scattered around the entirety of the corporate sector.
Circle and choke.
Indeed.
Like the Empire.
Yep.
Our contact with our agent has been sporadic. He gets messages out when he can. His orders are primarily to lay low. Gather what information he can, pass it on when he can. But to really, really sort of focus on not giving himself away. Luckily, with the Empire doing a lot of construction there is a whole lot of freight being shipped in and out.
I assume there's some freight that you need carried there.
Well, we can arrange for something to need to be carried there.
All right.
And of course we would suggest you loop around as to not be coming to their planet directly from the corporate sector. I have people working out the logistics.
Right. Has your agent noted any Inquisitors on the planet?
Ozen tenses up just a little bit as he mentions an Inquisitor. Yeah.
Because if so, that might likely be one of the reasons your agents have been getting rooted out.
So the captain mentions Inquisitors. You tense up.
Just a little bit.
And the director sort of glances over at you.
Uh-huh.
He didn't say anything. Just you just see him kind of cut his eyes over at you, like he noticed something.
Sure.
I asked because we've had to deal with an Inquisitor before. Left a bit of an impression.
Yeah, the kids probably talked about the Inquisitor.
Well, he's like, I don't think that one's going to be a problem again, from what the children reported.
Yeah.
Still
left a bit of an impression, so I felt I needed to ask.
And while he's been talking, he's been hitting something on his data pad. And then he turns around and you see a picture of the woman that you ran into. Back on...
Her.
Was it Bonadon? Whatever planet the big race was on.
And then she was the one that interrogated us, right?
Yes, and then later on she was the one that interrogated you.
When we broke out...
Do you mean this Inquisitor?
Yeah, that's an Inquisitor, all right.
She is apparently the head Inquisitor, or at least over in its area, or under that warlord. The best we can tell, though, she doesn't have any connections to the actual Empire's Inquisitors from several years ago. So I don't know if this warlord is like restarting that branch of their military, religious order. I'm unclear on exactly what these Inquisitors are, other than clearly Force users.
Hit squads.
But yes, they've got several reports on her. She has been up to some stuff.
Well, if she's there, then that's likely what we're looking for.
Well, he has spotted her there at some point. He doesn't have the kind of information on like her comings and goings or how often she's there. And frankly, he says Jedi give him the willies, so he tends to stay away.
Makes sense. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Right.
When Doza says yeah, he just kind of looks over at her again.
So, multiple destroyers. The head Inquisitor for the warlord of the area. Significant Imperial presence and buildup. And that's where we're going.
Yes. Sneak in, sneak out.
Actually, sneak by two Star Destroyers.
We are keeping things very much on the down low over here. I'll be filing no official reports to keep any chance of plants in our organization from finding out. Only myself and my direct superior, So, no fears that he's the only one that knows and he gets shot or anything.
Right. Well, Hello Viz ran an entire Sith blockade, so why the hell not?
That's the spirit.
Well, it's not like we have much choice.
That is also true. And he has a very smug, sorry, not sorry look on his face.
You figure this syndicate problem out.
We will certainly continue to work on that.
I certainly hope so.
In fact, I am going to go. He goes. This is Agent Remnant. Get with him for anything you need about upgrading your ship. Yeah, he has the authority to approve most things. If it's something he thinks is too big, he'll run it up the chain of command to me. Now, excuse me, I want to go follow up on your Claudite ideal.
I was like not saying anything on purpose because nothing she says is going to be nice.
Are we, good to go now?
He gets up. Oh, in just a moment, another one of the agents comes forward with contracts for you to sign.
Oh my fucking god.
Well, corporate sector is basically run by corporations, so
Yeah, yep.
Are they all the same contract?
Yeah. Let's say the captain takes all the contracts and begins meticulously reading through every single one of them line by line.
They are more or less the same contract, though the specific crimes being forgiven vary slightly.
And what crimes were listed for each person?
Evading arrest.
Evading arrest for the two that evaded arrest. The hacking stuff on IO. All of you that shot at any of the security forces, they don't. They only list that as aggravated assault, though, not as attempted murder or anything.
At least he got downgraded.
Question.
Mhm.
Why are these three as aggravated assault when they were self-defense?
The agent handed out the contracts was like, well, they're not sure. Let's see, how would he put it? When Executive Wayne Kane, when he was assassinated, his security acted appropriately. You should have surrendered to the security rather than firing him.
Surrender to the people that opened fire at us immediately?
I didn't assign the charges, sir. This is just what the DA was most likely to go after.
In CorpSec, they're incredibly inept.
Right.
Oh, hey, my power flickered.
Nice.
And he leans down and kind of shows you where this is giving you immunity from prosecution on this thing anyway. So as long as you stick to the deal, it's not going to be an issue.
So in other words, you just had to find something to stick on all of us to force all of us to sign.
Well, you were also moving a kidnapped individual. And sure, we have we have your word that you weren't involved in the kidnapping.
Io looks like she either wants to throw up or punch somebody.
The captain out loud goes, "The second we're done with this, we're leaving CorpSec."
I agree.
Works for me.
The little agent guy that's talking to you at this point, because the big wig has left, has stepped out of the room, and you're going through the contract. He just smiles, as long as you don't try to leave early, because we would find you.
Io leans over, quite enough toward the. How much is this guy listening to our conversations?
Well, right now he's kind of leaned over the desk because he was pointing at stuff on the contract to the captain.
Once he goes back to sitting further back, I was gonna lean over, kind of hide her mouth. Any NDA in there?
He'll look for one.
Yes. This deal, there is some security clearance sort of stuff that is effectively functioning like an NDA. You can't go public about this after the deal is completed. Or
of course.
Before the deal is completed.
Of course, because why would they want the people to know about the corruption?
Oh, yes, because people would be shocked that politicians were corrupt.
Not shocked, but hell, let's add some flame to the fire.
Me sitting here as a player, maybe we're the ones that sell them out and have the warlord take over corpse.
There's a lot
Go
of
to the
ways this
warlord,
campaign
like,
could wrap up.
look.
I'm just saying.
What happened? We're just gonna just start selling tchotchkes now. We're just not even engaging with CorpSec or the Syndicate. We just sell tchotchkes. Not even firearms, just random tchotchkes. Like the vendor at the beginning of Aladdin.
But going over the contracts, they appear to be on the up and up. It's basically everything.
Aside from the falsified charges
well, you kind of expected that because
on three of
that's
them.
how they're putting pressure on you.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the thing about falsifying your ship registration. Little stuff like that.
Like nickel and diming.
Right. Some of that's really would have just been fine. More so
The
than
Syndicate stabs you in the front.
They stab you whichever way you're facing. But it doesn't. There's nothing in there. Let's just say the way they're trying to trap you in this contract is pretty blatant.
Mm-hmm.
There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of real sneaky anything in there.
Let's just sign it, get this mission done, and never show face on a CorpSec world again.
Yeah, I'm for it.
The agent across the table like, yeah, good idea.
Io looks so much like she wants to flip this guy off or punch him in the face.
As the captain signs, like, well, good luck having someone find your kids next time, then.
Yeah, it was mostly orphans. Who cares?
Jesus Christ!
Io looks over. Can you add something to that? My particular contract.
A couple of the other agents in the room look at him like.
Can you just add something onto my contract real quick?
The captain stands up from his chair and leans over the table. Just orphans. Lest you forget, agent. Whether you like them or not, they're the future of your society.
Some of them had parents, too.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Now,
yeah, children are
if you are done wasting my time with falsified charges and blatant entrapment, here is my list to take care of my ship and all the supplies I need. And because of this, I'm going to be adding a little more to it for the things that I need in order to make sure this job is done. Now get out of my face and get to work.
Goes and signs hers and just tosses it at the agent and leaves.
Io's question still has not been answered. Can you add just one thing onto mine to excuse?
Well, no, I'd have to run that back to.
I got time.
What?
Assaulting an officer.
He starts to stand up, and the other agent walks forward. Ma'am, we all understand where you're coming from, but
no, you don't.
You really don't.
I don't know, ma'am. I work with him on almost a daily basis. You've had to deal with him this one time.
Maybe y'all should learn how to hire better people. Walks out.
Having signed the contract?
Yeah, she'll grab it back and sign it, flip him off.
Actually flip him off. Nice.
Feel free to tack that on to, insulting an officer or something.
Being lewd in public.
Oh no, I could get far lewder, trust me.
Part of me wants to have Ozen just like telekinesis the door. Like I've been able to do this the whole time.
Duh.
Well, don't forget the director guy had read the report the children had made.
Mhm.
So
He can
these
know all
guys
he
might or
wants.
might not be surprised by that.
Well, the guy was like, "Oh, Jedi, give me the heebie-jeebies," and then just like,
Uh,
Director isn't in there now, though.
no. It's just three of the four agents that were in there with him.
Mhm.
Yeah, the captain will basically he'll basically have the stuff. He won't even register that guy. He'll hand all the signatories over to one of the agents that's not him.
Okay.
He'll tell one, he'll hand the list of everything that he needs for his ship, and he'll hand the other a list of all the supplies that he'll need. And he'll look down at the man still seated in the chair and say, "You disgust me. And if I could, I would very much prefer to never see your filthy, idiotic face again."
He just smiles at you. Unfortunately, I'm your liaison.
Have the kind of day you deserve.
Oh,
Walking out.
really? Liaison. That means you're coming with us, right?
No, it means you make your reports to me.
Well, he'll look to the other agents in the room. Our liaison apparently has a conflict of interest. Is there anybody else that I can report to other than him?
You can make a request for somebody else, yes.
Consider the request made.
You'll have to fill out a request and give it to your liaison.
Give me the request form. Now.
Fucking bureaucracy.
great. I love it. I hate it, but I love it.
So yes, your liaison stands up, really pissed off. I'll go get that form and leaves. As he opens the door, you hear the director from somewhere, because he's being loud enough that it's echoing down the hallway. Where is she? Sound the alarm. Find her.
Jillian's just like opening her mouth to say something.
Oh, in the room with the other three agents, Captain goes, "Oh, you lost the girl as well, did you?"
The guy that was storming out just continues to storm out. The other two look at each other.
Gee, I wonder if they're going to report back to the people they're working for, guys.
No wonder you're having us do your jobs for you.
Can't even keep someone in a cell.
One of the agents kind of rushes out. The other one's like, "If you'll come with me, we'll get your belongings that are in lockup."
Are you sure that you're capable of handling that?
The captain, he waits and there's like, "I believe I was waiting for a form to sign." Bureaucracy and all of that, remember? Or, if you prefer to go ahead and handle this now, we can go ahead and have someone else be my liaison so I don't have to work with that incompetent ingrate.
Captain, I don't think any of them are more incompetent.
Why? Ingrate? Why is he supposed to be grateful to you? Oh, never mind. You look like you're just giving this guy a headache. Oh.
I was like,
I'm just trying to make it to lunch.
He's annoyed enough that he is purposefully using bureaucracy to annoy the bureaucrats.
So you hear alarms start going off. Not super loud, but noticeable.
Are we even going to be able to get our stuff if
Let's say
the alarms are going off?
He goes, the agent, the one agent left the room, like, it may be a minute.
As say the captain will look over at Ozen, eyebrow raised. Got a lock?
Do I have a lock?
You never stopped concentrating on
I
that
never did.
power.
No, you're not going to have driven all over town like this the whole time.
Okay, fair enough.
I can activate it again. That's just a thing I can do.
If it's been locked onto someone before?
No, I mean I can just like roll for it again. Is what I'm saying.
Hell, worth a shot.
Are you going to tell him that you can track her that way?
I don't have to tell her. I can just I can find them and be like, "This is the person." You question why? Well, that's on you.
We'll just go find them again and just kill them.
Well, here's the thing: is
I also don't have my lightsaber
we
right now, so I'm
we
not.
basically have blatant carte blanche at the moment as agents of CorpSec.
Yep.
So they are now, by contract, working with a Jedi. So if they prefer that not to get out,
They could kill you and bury you in a ditch.
They can
They
try
have to catch us first.
then they're in violation of their own contracts.
Dead men press no charges.
Again, they'd have to try.
So yeah, y'all are sitting in this interrogation room for a while until things quieten down. And then finally, that first agent comes back with the, request form.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you fill out the request.
Yep.
It asks for a reason.
Total asshole.
Significant conflict of interest that would cause rather poor mission performance.
Look in the guy's face, you can tell his blood is boiling as he reads it.
I'd like to speak to your manager, please.
Oh my god.
But he marches off to file it.
Oh no, he holds on to it. He's like, I'd like to turn this in and speak to your manager, please.
You file the report with me, or I guess
That
we'll
also-
just be off. You're sitting here like you're bargaining from a position of power. I will file your damn report. Give it here. Or if you've decided not to file it, that's fine. I have other business to be attending to.
Catching the lady that escaped.
Among other things.
He'll slide it over.
Snatches it off and walks out of the room. And the other, they're just like, please come with me and we will gather your belongings and you can be on your way.
BL is going to be pissed at us.
Yeah.
R2, on the other hand, probably having the time of his life.
He's playing that one sound from the song, from the, was it the Sound of Music? Where she's dancing around in the,
The hills are alive.
but he's doing it like the cargo bay with his little extender arms out, just spinning around. Because he got all that space to himself. So you march down to the locker. They take the restraining bolts off your droids. They get Kelso her armor back. It's all in it's all in kind of containers you can kind of throw over your back or whatever. Though he's poking around at some of it, he looks around. Walks into the other room.
She took the fucking jetpack.
You hear him start bawling somebody out, and he walks back in with Kelter's helmet, puts it in.
Okay.
She would have noticed that.
Yeah, apparently the clerk in charge of this was,
A fan.
had always wanted to try on Amando's helmet.
What happened to the clerk? I don't know.
Disciplinary action.
You put some of the Mando's helmet on, it just turned into like a really aggressive bear trap.
It's one
Depends
of
on the
those.
helmet.
It's that jaw thing from Saw.
I mean, it could. That'd be a fun helmet. Set to detect the wearer.
There's some Mando helmets that are like that.
See, now I'm thinking about cursed objects for D&D. Helmet of
Yep.
Devouring.
Ah,
I've
Helmet.
done that before.
Helmet Mimic.
Circulative crushing.
Yeah.
But yeah, all your gear seems to be there. BL's like, finally. How are you all not in jail?
Let's get back to the ship, BL. Ozen probably feeling just dark side waves from the captain.
Yep.
He's not happy.
Just undulating.
He is undulating dark side waves, yes.
Alright, so you're allowed to, you go out, you load up your all your gear up in your speeder.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Someone tried to take your helmet.
Oh, did
Yeah.
did I beat them up? Because that's what
No,
that's
but you-
what would have happened.
You heard the agent step into the other room and just start bawling out the clerk that was in charge of the evidence locker. Apparently, he had been trying on the helmet in the other room.
That's a paddling.
It's probably a write-up. It's probably something that goes into his folder. But all your gear's there. You load it up in the speeder. You head back to the ship. R2 greets you at the gangplank.
Did they ever say what they did with the girl?
You mean other than losing her?
No, the carbonite.
They never volunteer that information to you now.
interesting.
You could have asked if you wanted to.
No.
What the hell are you doing, you stupid cat?
Stupid cat things.
The captain.
Right.
Let's say the captain at least would. He's too pissed to care.
Captain, I would like to requisition a punching bag for the ship.
Can we put that agent's face on it?
I mean, we have the technology.
We can do that later.
Cool.
One thing you do notice when you show up, Captain, is there is effectively a boot on your ship. I forget what they call them. If you watch Solo, you saw one.
Yeah.
Give me the damn lightsaber.
Well, you don't
They
want to leave
have
until
to
you upgrade
upgrade it.
You upgrade the ship anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was probably just them being cautious, and it may have been put on, as soon as you told them that the ship was there.
R2 would have known.
Yeah. And that's what he's at the gangplank to tell you about. He's quite annoyed. He seems to be possessive of the ship. Alright, so you get loaded up in there. What all are you wanting to upgrade the ship with?
Well.
Unrolls a scroll.
Funny you should ask.
Yeah.
He has a PDF file of what he wants done to the ship.
Well then. He definitely wants to improve the maneuverability and the speed of the ship.
Okay.
And improve the shields. And if there are more effective laser cannons that don't make it look like a warship, so it can still sort of blend in as a freighter, he wants to get those installed too. He also requisitioned a newer model speeder, so they can get around better. So they have one for city work and one for out of city work. A full restocking of their medical supplies, a full restocking of their perishable goods and items, as well as foodstuffs, various tracking implements, ammunition, gear. He handed them what is effectively an entire shopping list and saying, if you're going to blackmail me, and if he's effectively saying, without saying it, if you're going to blackmail me into this, I'm going to ride you for all you're worth.
All right, so like the medical supplies, food, all the basic supplies, that's no problem. We'll need to work up. Are there rules for upgrading the ships as far as like costs? Because there's there's going to hit a limit where they'll go like, yeah, we ain't paying that much.
Yeah.
And you need to give me a bargaining roll to see if you can convince them to buy you a new car, essentially. But you've got you've got a perfectly good speeder. We just give it a new paint job or something to make it blend in.
Okay.
Trusting in the force for that bargaining roll?
I'm tempted.
Well, there may be other things you have to bargain for. So.
Yeah.
It's 830.
Yeah, he cares more about the upgrades to the ship than a speeder. If I have to bargain for better upgrades to the ship, absolutely, I'm trusting in the force for that. But 8, 14.
Yeah, they're not real hyped on buying you a new car.
Fair enough.
Now, take the one you've got and make it look a little bit newer. I mean, it'll always be an older model, but
yeah,
spruce it up where it's no longer looks like a jalopy.
A classic car versus a beater.
Yeah.
That will do.
So he highballed, and then they negotiated back to refurbish the one we have.
Right.
Fair enough.
Engine wise, the one you had was fine. It was just the body was beat up on it.
Yep. Now, ship upgrades.
The ship upgrades.
I figured basically like we could kind of homebrew a bit and like add dice to those stats.
Let's see.
That should be an easy enough homebrew.
Yeah, you could get the. Basically, I'm looking at the Millennium Falcon stats because in most things you're basically a notch or so down from them. What's your current maneuverability? 1D.
1.
Well, that's all the Millennium Falcon is. I don't actually see, other than TIE fighters.
Probably the size of it.
Yeah, your fighters tend to be 2s.
Yeah.
Like the X-Wing being a 3 because the X-Wing is so good. And the TIE fighters being 3+2. So maneuverability would probably be a no-go. Just because I don't see anything bigger than a fighter that's got more than a 1.
Can we raise the shields?
Yeah, that's what he asked for. He asked for sublight speed, maneuverability, shields, and better laser cannons.
Let's see. What's y'all's current hull?
40. We don't really get touched much because the captain's a damn good pilot.
They can upgrade that to 5D.
Okay, cool.
And then you've got 2 laser cannons. Let's see, laser cannons are 2D. They can upgrade those to quad laser cannons, which would make them 3D.
It already is 3D fire control.
I'm sorry. I was looking. I thought I was looking at damage. The laser cannon damage is 4 dice. Quad lasers would up that to 6 dice.
Okay.
Then y'all already got photon torpedoes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we know how hard those hit.
Yeah. Let's see. Hyperdrive multipliers ×1. That's pretty good.
Maybe upgrading R2's astrogation ability.
That'd be putting points into him, and he's already well over the +2 above mechanical to be able to add skill points to it.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You'd like you to get a really nice knife for our droid, please?
At this point, he just has the Vibra dagger.
Let's see. I've got 3D sublight speed. That's pretty good. So yeah, they can do that little sprucing up for the ship.
Okay. So hull up to 5. The laser cannons turn to quad laser cannons, so the damage goes up to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And do they upgrade the shields or sublight speed?
Oh, I forgot to look at the shields. Alright, the shields are currently 3D. Yeah, 3D is about as stout as ships your size get. Where was the hull? And y'all's hull
was 4, is turning into 5.
Oh, that's right. I already told you could upgrade that. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it on the ship.
All right. So upgrade the hull to 5 and the laser cannon damage to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Goddamn. I wonder how Arnox is going to feel about that. Or not Arnox, the other one.
Ludo?
Ludo.
Oh, he's
It's not changing the body of the ship too much.
It's adding more armor.
It's making the hull a bit thicker.
As long as it doesn't ruin the aesthetic of the ship, Ludo will probably be fine with it.
Yeah.
Makes them more useful to Ludo too.
He likes the ships to be practical as well as beautiful.
Uh-huh.
So you're on planet for a week or so while they're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Do they tell us if they ever find the other person?
Well, when your liaison gets in contact with you,
Mm-hmm.
The new one.
the new one,
Okay.
Agent Cordolf.
How much of an asshole is he? Or she?
It is she.
Okay.
Coria.
All right.
She stays strictly professional,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't seem to be doing anything to intentionally agitate you.
Good. I can work with that.
Just what we needed.
Just let us do our thing.
And the other agents you dealt with during the integration stuff were not a-holes like this one guy that was your initial liaison.
Yeah.
And she's the one that you wound up doing the actual bargaining with,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He can work
She
with
would bargain with you. She'd run stuff, up the chain of command, and get back to you. She comes out personally and inspects the work they've done.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks the speeder looks way better.
That's good.
It's that middle of the road now where it doesn't stick out. It wouldn't stick out too bad out in town here where it's a big town, but it won't stick out too bad on a smaller world either.
Yeah.
Don't take it to the bad part of town and just leave it parked somewhere. But I'm not sure how you put a hover vehicle on blocks, but it could probably be done.
Take out the 0G.
Thud.
The trick is to pull it out in one quick motion and get your arm out from under the thing before it lands.
It actually ends up on blocks because that's how they do it.
Yeah, they just align it just right.
Otherwise, you end up like Lefty over there with just one arm.
Damn, it took the whole arm. That sucks.
Well, you have to reach pretty far under there.
While you're in your negotiations, BL makes a request for another repeating blaster.
I mean, BL deserves it.
He would phrase it as, will your superiors authorize a repeating blaster in case of direct firefight engagements?
And a license for it.
She doesn't bat an eye. That seems acceptable. Understand that when you're on CorpSec planets, local laws apply. Basically, you make a pit stop somewhere. Don't walk around and waving the thing around for no reason.
Whip it out, yeah.
Now the question is she giving us a medium or a heavy? Because BL can carry the pack for the heavy.
Which do you ask for?
Aim for the stars. Can always be like, well, maybe we'll take the medium.
Yeah, he'll highball and ask for a heavy.
All right, give me a bargaining roll.
You know what? Yeah.
Oh man,
he is
Gotta make
trusting in the
BL's day.
Force to get a heavy weapon for better protection of his crew.
And to make the droid the happiest droid at the fair.
Also true.
not going to be nearly as heroic as you think it is.
We've rolled, believe in the Force for stupider stuff. Come on.
We really have.
Oh no,
I literally rolled believe in the Force to snipe a ambulance driver.
That was evil, not necessarily stupid.
Yeah, fair.
6 of one, half a dozen of another.
depends on the world you're on.
36.
Okay. She got a 20.
Cool. Glad I trusted in the Force then.
So yes, heavy blaster. Permission to own it. Though she assures you, pretty much any planet that you walk out with that thing visible, the authorities will be all over you.
Mm-hmm.
If there are authorities on the planet.
That's true.
Can't pay them off.
But if everything goes pear-shaped,
Mm-hmm.
she's like, your droid can, walk out of the ship. With that as backup, that's probably as good as 2 other people with guns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now to figure out how much a heavy repeating blaster is.
Wait, doesn't?
Hmm?
Oh, I got a medium repeating blaster armor. Say I thought we did the math for that.
All right. Is there any supplies the rest of you want?
Yeah.
Like
Got what I
I don't know, a blaster for Doc.
Give him a repeating blaster. Don't
I
though.
mean,
What?
y'all are welcome to give Doc whatever you feel.
F on availability, is that what code is that again?
Let's see. Availability.
Because
Wait, did my cheat sheets have that?
because it says source Han Solo in the corporate sector source book.
Appropriate.
Availability 2, F, R, or X.
X for sure is.
That's
Restricted.
illegal.
Or
X
legal
is
and
illegal.
restricted.
R is restricted. Then it's literally like
Freely
commas.
available?
It's 2, comma, F, comma, R, or X.
Maybe it's situational.
It's the Espo Heavy Repeating Blaster character scale, ammo power generator. D8 for 8D for damage.
Yeah, well, you have to have two
alright.
people using it usually.
Give me those availability codes again, one at a time.
2.
All right, 2, available only in large cities and spaceports throughout Empire and corporate sector.
Sure.
Check.
Yeah. F.
Fee or permit required for purchase.
Oh.
Okay,
They're kind of bypassing that because
Okay, so we know what R and X is.
Yeah, R is
Which is
restricted,
restricted
X is
and
illegal.
X is illegal. So
Everything IO owns.
Okay.
So in this case, the X probably means military grade.
Mm-hmm.
So the permit they're giving you is like, basically special permission to own it.
Okay.
Though if you have to whip that out, you're identifying yourself as something special.
Yeah.
Though, once you're out of corporate space, that's not going to matter. If you have to pull that out, it's because stuff got really bad.
Mm-hmm. Also has a defensive energy shield that provides 6D character scale protection.
BL's going to be the happiest of droids.
Yeah.
Where did you find the availability scale?
You mean the
Like
the
the
codes?
the codes.
In the Star Wars source book on page 96.
Okay.
Right there with the big equipment chart.
Gotcha.
It might be printed in the baseline book too. The corporate sector is also going to set you up with fake IDs if you need it.
We'll need
I'll be specific.
No, we'll need it. Flat out.
Yeah, because they figured the Empire's got your real names on record, so.
Especially because we've tangled with that particular bitch in particular.
Yeah.
Although we don't tell them that.
You can come up with your aliases as you want later.
Mm-hmm.
They can they can rename your ship if you want. On the other hand, the Bright Lakota doesn't really have anything suspicious in what little bit of record you've got.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They can put it into their records so it looks more official too.
Yeah, and they come up with some fake history to it, so it looks like it's been operating a little longer than you've actually had the name running around.
Mm-hmm.
I will make a third name in case they need it at some point.
and they're going to set it up so that in their records and smaller spaceports, the Rubicon will pop up every now and then, as being docked there briefly. Making it look kind of like you're doing supply runs between smaller colonies, like you've actually done a few times when you were trying to lay low.
Trade routes. Fair enough.
How much of a black market would this particular world have? Since we've got a week.
You can probably find just about anything you want.
That's dangerous.
Potentially,
okay.
You have to roll your streetwise.
Take that sound.
So you want some spice? You can find some spice.
No, absolutely not.
Come on, try it. You might like it.
Nah, she's good.
Turning
She's
into an
good.
after-school special very fast.
Twilix, no.
No, come on, don't
not
be a
the
square.
spice.
Don't be a square.
Her
Oh,
planet
no.
was decimated from it. No.
Yeah, but you're not on your planet, so you know.
A lot of the whole slaver of Twi'leks rolled into that. She's not going to touch that. 21.
Okay. That is
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's
Before this,
difficult.
she'd asked the captain for about 20k in credits. She's like, I probably won't need all of it, but just in case.
He just hands her the bag that we got from the dead guy, which has 25 grand in it.
I promise I will
It
bring
has a
back the
credit.
change.
Did it actually
They
have
did-
credits in there?
They did not return the bag from the dead guy to you.
Damn.
Did they not?
What?
No.
We didn't get. Did they at least? We at least get to keep the best car?
Yeah, the best car was not from anybody local. So you
Well,
got that little bar best car.
Yes, but what about the
But
other
the
bar?
the ransom. You mean the one that you were told the rich guy would be paying you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty sure the rich guy you talked to on the phone was not the actual rich guy. Yeah, the only thing in his bag was credits because he thought he was just paying a ransom to get his daughter back.
Ah. Okay.
1 sec.
But yes, with the 20-something you managed, you make contact with the black market.
Okay. She is particularly looking for a shipjacking kit.
Go do some pirating, huh? Alright, what is a shipjacking kit? Tell me about it.
Shipjacking kit. Model, individual manufacturer, type, ship security code to scrambler, security skill, 8,000 license, but she doesn't want CorpSec knowing what she has, so she doesn't add it to the list. Black market, 16k. Availability 4, F, or X.
Okay. 4. Rare item, difficult to find anywhere.
It's a big world. She figured any place is going to have it. This one is.
We'll roll bargaining to see if you get it at the listed price or if it's a little more jacked up. What was the other availability codes?
F and or X.
F or X. All right.
So
F
it can be
is
either authorized or unauthorized.
Yeah, depending on the individual place you're going.
Yep.
CorpSec, shipjacking kit probably illegal.
Oh, yeah. It adds 3D to the user security role to break through a ship security code system. So specifically dealing with ship security codes.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Black
security
market
on the ship.
items tend to be of inferior quality and are always at least triple the price listed. And you said the baseline price on that was 16?
The baseline price is 8. Black market
okay.
says 16 plus.
Okay. Alright, give me a bargaining roll.
Yeah, already clustered in the force. Oh, damn. Wait, would I still have that thing from Ozan?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's been a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're doing this somewhere in the 2 weeks, so it probably took you several days to make a good contact in the black market and then get shown around.
Yeah.
All right, so your bargaining was an 8.
Yep. That's getting dice added to it.
Okay. So they doubled your result.
Please.
Yeah, he wants 20,000 for it, rather than 16.
She did get 20-25, so she'll be like, "Would you take 19?"
Well, that's bargaining. We've already made the roll for the bargaining.
Nah. All right.
20
She'll do it.
20 is the best he'll settle on.
Yeah. After all that, okay. She'll do the 20.
He probably started off asking for 25, and you got him down to 20. Is the best you could do.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to like figure out a way to add this somewhere on here.
But so yes, he gives you the kit. You give him the money. He tells you to have fun, but stay away from his ships.
I have bigger ships I want to mess with.
All right. Anything else anybody is looking for? Or
Hey,
is there anything else IO's looking for on the black market for that matter?
Okay.
Well, would anyone have given her a list of things they might have been looking for? Because she'll look for that while she's there. She would have let people on the ship know where she's going.
Mm-hmm.
Just buy those in her own dim sim.
I mean, she has 2 on the ship, so
Yeah. Oh no, it was that thing. It was that. It's that. Yeah.
No, the captain's gonna go get it himself, while all the stuff is being done.
Okay, what's the captain going to get?
He's gonna go find some droid brains. 5 of them in particular.
Okay.
okay, Hannibal Lecter.
So we get them a nice picante.
It's availability 3.
Okay.
So
Specialized item available only at planet of origin. Okay, they probably have some sort of droid manufacturing on this planet, though. This is pretty well the capital of the system or sector.
yeah.
All right, what kind of droid brains are you looking for? Is there?
He needs droid brains.
Okay. Did it have the listed price?
500 per.
Okay.
So 2,500 down for 5.
Okay. And not a lot of bargaining to be done. This is you going to the place that makes them and just buying what they're selling.
Yep. And
may I ask why the captain wants 5 droid brains?
Because he is going to create a modified droid brain astrogation network.
Like a LAN party of droid brains?
Basically.
You're gonna make
for 5, it basically it's basically like what's what I'm looking for here? It's basically like rendering a whole thing on like a bunch of different computers instead of one computer doing it all. It splits the load. So for 5 brains, it gives a plus 1d bonus to astrogation and reduces calculation route time by 20 seconds.
Which is, and the time is probably the important thing that you're looking for.
Yeah. I don't have enough in, repair or droid repair, which I need to do to install these to get like 8, which requires a heroic difficulty roll.
I have 5D in that.
I have 4. Not including the bonuses from the kits and stuff that he has. But yeah, 8 heroic difficulty, plus 3d to astrogation, and 30-second calculation time reduction. But I think we both burned our force point for the day. Or for the session.
Yeah, man.
So yeah. Excuse me.
Now, Doc, did you have some kind of droid repair stuff skill too?
I do. I have droid program and repair 4D.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're right up there with the captain.
Yeah, same skill I got.
I don't know if I can assist in the endeavor, but
Yeah, with. God damn it, dice.
Sarah,
freedom!
Are you trying to ship Jack your own chip?
I'm just making sure it worked.
Oh, okay.
Beta.
What is heroic? 30 plus?
I don't know. My chart goes very easy, moderate, difficult, very difficult.
Yeah. Because I have easy, moderate, difficult, very difficult, heroic, which is 2 brains, 3 to 4 brains, 5 to 6 brains, 7 brains, and 8
Okay.
brains.
Very difficult is 30, so if heroic is after that, I'm assuming it would jump up to 40.
Probably. Yeah, okay. So,
Well, 31 to 40.
yeah. Alrighty, so here's the roll to install them. I need a difficult roll to do it.
Let's go Yahtzee.
Yeah, heroic is anything 31 or higher. Okay.
Okay. 27. With all of my kits, I get bonuses to work with stuff
All
like
right.
that.
So you needed better than a 30, and you got a 27.
Difficult is 30.
No, I just needed to be difficult, so I think it was 20 or
I'm
more.
sorry. I was still focused on the heroic thing you were saying. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
5
difficult
brains.
is 20. You blew past that. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 brains is difficulty difficult.
Okay. It was the 8 difficulty that was using heroic. Gotcha.
Yeah, 8 was heroic, 7 was very difficult, and then
5 was difficult.
Yeah. But yeah.
5 to 6 was difficult.
So yeah, you needed a 20. You got a 27. You get the 5 droid brains wired up.
Okay. I'll see the captain in the cockpit just wiring up brains in the computer.
Or
If
If you've seen Solo, you've seen where they basically wired one brain up.
course Doc is going to come in there, look at the captain, look at all the droid brains. Captain, I'm concerned.
Don't worry about it.
This look of
Luckily
horror
it-
across the Doc's face that humans can't perceive because his face can't move.
But I say,
But-
Doc thinks on that for a second. He's like, luckily I can't worry about it because that's not installed. But anyway.
Yeah.
He starts avoiding
So-
the bridge because it's like a charnel house every time he walks in there.
Basically, he's just like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
But what that does is anytime R2 or I calculate astrogation, we get an extra dice to our rolls, and it reduces the time by 20 seconds.
Okay, fair.
So,
Get out of there fast as F, boy.
I mean, if we ain't getting a bigger ship, then
Yeah.
making this one faster is a lot better.
Literally the last sentence. This enhancement is used primarily for quick entrances to hyperspace by skilled pilots or as an aid to newer pilots that have little skill in the field of astrogation. With the captain being a very skilled pilot, it's like, let's go.
I hope your seatbelts are on.
Doc just locks his feet.
Magnets activated.
Clunk. Yeah.
It's either that or like on a rolling cart, the little switch you got to flip down that you just
Yep.
see that go.
I always thought they were just cool little like decorations on Doc's feet. It's just no, that's how he locks himself in.
Yep.
Self booting.
So
I love it.
So yes, once the repairs are done and you're ready to go, your supplies have been delivered. They take the boot off the ship. they have loaded up the cargo that you're going to be carrying.
What
no,
is the
excuse me.
cargo?
They tell you where you're going to pick that up.
Okay.
Basically, they have hired some privateers to acquire a cargo for you.
Okay.
So you'll be showing up with something that the Empire has ordered to be delivered there.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
With appropriate paperwork and all that. So you're meeting up, just at the edge, just outside of corporate space, with these privateers who will load the cargo.
Right.
Before you leave, your liaison gives you all the paperwork and stuff you'll need because they've got that done in advance.
Right.
And then she wishes you luck. Hopes you will check in whenever possible. They understand with field work you may not always be able to check in. It may not always be safe to send a broadcast. Yeah. You were given some simple codes you can use. That wouldn't be obvious if somebody was overhearing or if somebody was. If you found out an attack is imminent, use this word and
All right.
The name of like the system in question. All cloak and dagger spy stuff.
Yep.
So the trip
Also,
out there.
I'll say also on like before they leave the planet, or like as they're leaving, basically. The captain mentally planning to probably never come back to CorpSec again. Like maybe go hang out in the New Republic or something. I don't know. Might come back to CorpSec to visit the. Actually, no. The first thing to do when we're done is we're going back to medieval planet and we're having a vacation. Then leaving CorpSec.
It wasn't medieval. It was Iron Age. Or it was like a Bronze Age. But, yeah.
Close enough for the second argument. He will remove 90,000 credits from the account. And he will zero out the debt balance on the ship with Ludo.
Oh, that would get you a call from Ludo, but we'll cover that next time because we're about done for today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also very hungry. I would like a burger.
Yeah.
I too would like a burger.
I think I'm going to do broccoli and rice. But anyway.
He figured that'd be the case, but the captain is more of like, for him, it's more of, there might be a chance we're not coming back from this.
Let's make sure our debts are paid.
Yeah. Because he actually fairly likes Ludo. He is tolerable for a Hutt.
He is the nicest of Hutts. Don't turn your back on him because he's still a Hutt.
Yeah.
The bastard. But we trust him more than other bastards.
Mm-hmm.
But he's less likely to stab you if you don't, give him an opportunity.
Yeah.
Alright, so we will wrap up here with y'all taking off. Your trip through CorpSec to the edge goes off without a hitch. You get the cargo loaded up.
Yep.
We will basically start up next session covering your conversation with Ludo and then going to you arriving in system.
Yeah. I figured a Hutt suddenly getting the entirety of their debt in one lump sum is like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going to wrap us up for today.
Okay.
Hope y'all had fun. I had fun running it.
Mm-hmm.
More RP, no combat this go round.
Though
I think
that's always a good thing.
I tried.
Though I think I was about to jump that one guy.
She was totally going. She was like at assault to an officer, and then she was gonna just put use to those brawling dice.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah,
She's got small dog syndrome.
She's little but feisty.
Sometimes RP episodes are just what you need, though.
Yeah, they're fun. We had a lot of them in Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Vampire is...
It's Vampire. That's its whole thing.
which is the occasional throwing of cars at one another.
What's a car between?
Poor Uggy.
Yeah.
Uggy lived
Uggy lived.
and was fully repaired, I believe, actually.
Yeah, that car saw some shit, though.
Probably repaired multiple times, if I recall.
Yeah.
That car was actually part vampire by the end of it.
Oh no!
It's been brought back from the dead so many times.
I just imagine like the front, like the bumpers got got those fancy bumpers that sort of look like have those like wings on the sides, look like their teeth, and like got the like the sort of eyebrow looking lights. So it looks like a stoned vampire.
Oh no, I hate that. Put in Wednesday for False Call at night.
Yes, please carry on.
At Thursday for a Night's Ransom, and Monday is Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And then come find us on Tuesday with Remnant Shadow, Star Wars actual play.
We will see
I
y'all
don't know
then.
who the hell this is.
I found the picture. I'm putting it in Tuesday.